Devised work, I want to talk about that too.
안녕하세요, BO&MJ.
So what was your idea about putting all that kind of story together? Because we tend to work, I don't know, as an actor, I tend to gravitate towards devising work because it gives me a lot of opportunities and tools to play with. How do you like it about, like, what's your approach when it comes to devising work as a director?
So devising is, I think it's a lot harder than it sounds, right?
That's true.
Basically, devising would be coming into a room, choosing some sort of theme or subject or idea, and then working on it together and developing a show together through the rehearsal process, right? So instead of coming in with a text, we would just write the text as we go, or improvise it, and then decide what we want to keep or not. So it sounds very easy and playful.
It's true.
It's actually really, really hard.
It needs a lot of preparation.
Yeah, it needs a lot of time and after maybe like a month of doing it, you might have 40 minutes of good material.
Right. In order to find this solid foundation, it takes a lot of time and effort.
So what I've learned, I guess, from doing devised projects is that it works the best when it's a devised project, but then there is a very strong guiding principle behind it. So somebody, even though it's devised and everybody can pitch in and everybody can help, and it's a very democratic process, but at the same time, there's someone who is sort of leading it.
I know. Someone has to be in charge of facilitating that whole production.
Exactly. So for The Weird Tree, for example, I came in, I guess, with a concept, and then the concept was, it was based on a fairy tale from Slovenia, my home country, which I used to listen to when I was a child. And then, as all fairy tales, that one was also it had a lot of sort of underlying psychological structure that through the ages, has been bleached down to the bone. And so what I did was sort of looked at that and then made a plan with little sort of compartments for each scene, and then filled in each scene through a sort of devising process. That, I don't know if you remember, but
I do. I was a part of it. I was a main character, by the way. Believe it or not.
And so I would come in and say, okay, this is the scene where our hero meets the winds.
Right.
And so now we have to, and this is kind of the feeling of the scene, and now I just want us all to play and find something to do it. And
exactly.
So that's kind of how we did it. And then some of the scenes were written by
other playwrights.
And some of the scenes just happened during rehearsal process.
Exactly.
But there was a very strong structure behind it. So even the audiences who came in and saw it, they saw a show, and if they didn't know the actual fairy tale, they would not know. They probably couldn't tell from the show what the fairy tale was. But it was definitely there. So
exactly.
The whole story was there. We followed it basically very linearly. We just creatively.
Right. We create a whole different world.
Yeah.
I know.
So that was a very, I think, a successful example of a devising process.